Now let's talk about the disability pension bill to establish that any type of cancer found in firefighters in Rhode Island is occupational cancer. But what if, you see those commercials on TV, if you've been exposed to Roundup and got cancer, you should sue, blah, 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 blah. Well, what if that's the case here? A firefighter uses Roundup, gets cancer for that, but now they get a disability
usually don't
as occupational?
I believe they have a physical that they have to take before they take the job to make sure that they're able to do the job.
Okay.
So if there's nothing that comes up there, and then, again, they're exposed to so many things. And I was a little bit on the fence on this one, and then when I said, looking back on things, I was a call firefighter when I lived in another community, just after hours that I was working, I would go on runs if we needed to. But if we had fires that you didn't know what was in there, you can't assume that there's no toxic waste or, in a business or maybe even a house. Look at all the household cleaners we have. So you'd have to assume that they're being exposed to all these different chemicals that are being burned in the fire, that it would be...
But what if they smoke?
They would notate that if they had...
Well, let's say they started smoking after they took this physical stuff. Doesn't normally happen these days,
it doesn't normally. I don't know a lot of people that would start smoking, if they haven't smoked for 30 years or so, and then all of a sudden they just start.
Okay. It just seems kind of broad.
It's actually, the law's been in effect since '86 anyways, most of it. But there was one issue that came up that they rejected one firefighter from a disability. So this is the way to try and close that loophole.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. Time to take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Audible. Today, cloudy skies today, chance of showers and thunderstorms mostly after 4 p.m. today. High will be near 75. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low around 67. Saturday, mostly sunny and a lot warmer, high near 91. Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 68. Sunday, sunny, high near 93. And the outlook for Monday, partly sunny, slight chance of some showers in the afternoon. High will be near 93. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have cloudy skies with 61 degrees. With Audible, you can learn something new or discover new experiences just by listening. Find something you love and find yourself transported. Your first audiobook is free at audible.com. More Coffee and coming up. Stay tuned.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Dr. Jeffrey Dodge says it's important to have regular dental checkups, especially to check for periodontal disease. You may be having apparent symptoms without knowing it. Some visible symptoms include occasional bleeding of gums, loose teeth, and receding gums. Your dentist can diagnose this problem early through regular dental visits. From Dr. Jeffrey Dodge, Park Avenue, Woonsocket at Park Square, 762-3044.
Get down to brass tacks at home with me, Bob Vila, and my tip of the day every day right here.
Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day can only be heard on ON, AM, and FM every weekday at 6:50 in the morning. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day is brought to you by Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Bob Vila's Home Improvement Tip of the Day on ON Radio. All right, it is Coffee In here on ON, AM, and FM, and this portion of the Coffee In program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
When When you want to know what's coming up in your town, there's news, as it's reported, and there are public notices. Public notices, also called legal ads, are placed by cities and towns in newspapers to alert you of important meetings that'll be coming up soon. At the Valley Breeze newspapers, you'll find public notices right up front, generally on page 4. They aren't tiny, hard-to-read ads in the back of the paper. In the Breeze, ads are easy to find and read. We want you to know. In addition, all public notices are placed online at valleybreeze.com, where they remain posted until the public meeting is passed. It's just the right thing to do. If you live in Cumberland, Lincoln, North Smithfield, or another local town, you'll find public notices in the Breeze every week and online at valleybreeze.com. Go to the homepage and click Public Notices. You'll find them all. Breeze public notices that will keep you informed, ahead of the crowd, in the paper and online. Thanks for noticing.
Coffee and on ON, AM and FM. Joe Callahan here with State Rep Bob Phillips. And we're being joined by Dave LaHouse from Kay's Restaurant. And good morning to you, Dave.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Dave.
Nice to have you here. Well, it's
Thanks
been
for
an
inviting
interesting couple of months, hasn't it, for you?
Yeah.
Over there at
Say
the
the
Kay's
least.
and at the Lodge. Something you probably never expected you had to do, and that's close, through no fault of your own. But
Probably some of the worst times of my life and some of the best times, actually. So
yeah. How did it work out with your? How'd you have to tell your employees?
I got a little advanced warning on it. So on a Sunday, I gathered my main people together. Actually, one of them came to my house, and the other one was on the phone. And I told them that everybody expected it,
Yeah.
but that I was laying them all off. And in the Lodge, I closed immediately because I was going to remodel the kitchen anyway. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, let's up this. I already had John Cody scheduled, so I asked him if we could move it up a little quicker, so we did. And Kay's I kept open. It was just myself, my daughter, and John at Kay's, and didn't know what to expect that day, St. Patrick's Day. Had no idea the phone's going to ring, or
Yeah.
And ironically, the first order that came in was 25 corned beef sandwiches to go. It was
Hey,
a
great.
local business that wanted to support local business, and I never even heard of the place before. So that's how it kind of started, and then every day kind of built off of it, and we had no idea what to expect. Mm-hmm. And at Kay's anyway, I tried to reinvent ourselves, offering whether it was chicken noodle soup or beef vegetable soup or American chop suey, things like that, comfort food for people.
Yeah.
And try to mix it up, which we did a lot of that, and it went over well. And at the Lodge, I not only redid the floor in the kitchen, I ripped out all the equipment, it's a brand new state-of-the-art kitchen. So we reopened that June 1st, and it's going quite well, indoor and outdoor. But it was tough, when you have these employees that have been with you for 20 plus years, and not knowing, the businesses are going well. The Lodge was going to have a banner year this year, and then all of a sudden get your legs cut out right from under you was hard. Whether you've been open a little bit, like Kay's has been there for 52 years and the Lodge is 26, or a place that's just open. It's like, how do you figure this out? There was no playbook that said how are you
This is how you do it.
right. But we figured it out, and thankfully. Thankfully for my employees, they all came back and I actually hired more employees.
Oh, great.
So that's going over well. But if it wasn't for my employees, I probably wouldn't be sitting here anyway. But
Did they collect for a little while, or
yeah, they collected for a little while.
Okay.
And then we brought them back. So
and they don't mind. How do they feel about working under the certain conditions now? Wearing the masks all the time and like that.
There's really not an issue. They got used to the masks pretty quick. It gets a little tiring. Kay's is an air conditioned kitchen, so it's not as bad. The Lodge isn't. So even the health department, they said that they're not. If they're feeling sick, they're feeling lightheaded or whatever, they can take it, but just stay 6 feet apart.
Okay.
And that's worked out well. Actually, we've had 2 COVID inspections at the Lodge already, and yesterday we had a COVID inspection at Kay's, and we passed with flying colors, so it was really good. I was actually couldn't wait for them to come in the case, because it's like I want to make sure we're doing everything right.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks prior to the thing starting, we started taking temperatures of all the employees anyway. So the first thing they come in, then when they come in, we have somebody else will hold it to their head, and,
Right.
and we keep track records of that. So and we started off as a joke at first. They were like, are you going to feel funny with us taking the temperature? But I said, do you want somebody next to you that has a fever? And they're
Yeah.
like, no. So, but it's been good. We made it work.
Okay. So you started out, offering a takeout and pickup, and then the warmer weather comes along, and then did you make the decision yourself? Okay, we got to have some kind of outside dining first.
So I knew this was going to come.
Yeah.
And I would say 2 weeks into the whole mess, I ran into the mayor, Lisa, and I said to her, she said, is there anything I can do to help you? And I go, yeah, this would be something. Can we pass legislation in the city, or whatever you got to do legally, to make it easy to do outdoor dining? And I said, at the time, I was thinking maybe on the sidewalk and stuff, but it wasn't. My sidewalks are not the flattest.
No, there's a slight incline over there.
Yeah, so I said, not just for me, for every restaurant in the city. And so they did it, and she did it, and the council passed it 7-0, which was fantastic. As a matter of fact, her legislation was the first one in the state of Rhode Island to go through. And I was talking to the town manager in Narragansett, who was praising it, and he said that he reached out to her so they copied ours. So
Yeah,
we
how
were
do you
way
do this?
we were way ahead of it, and it actually started the day that they passed it, or the governor allowed it. So it worked out perfect for Woonsocket. But the council, like I said, they approved it, which is great, and they also threw in the thing with the liquor license, which will help us this fall. Save me or any restaurant $1,000. So that helps. But but 2 weeks into this, that's when I started looking for all the furniture and things like that, because everybody had all this extra money. You couldn't not go to a store and just buy outdoor furniture because everybody was
Everyone's doing it. Yeah.
out. Not just restaurants.
No,
just
people. Yeah.
So I got furniture from as far away as Worcester,
Okay.
Dedham, Mass. But I was pretty well way ahead of a lot of people, and especially Massachusetts, because they weren't allowed to do anything until later. So, and then when their stores reopened, like At Home, I bought some stuff at Home. They were on the curbside. So the day that they opened, that you could go in, I was there in Seekonk to grab all the extra tables and stuff that I needed. So it took a little bit of work, but I got it done.
Is that where you got the umbrellas too, or do they just come with the tables?
No, umbrellas I got at Home, except for the liquor distributors. I got, even that, we were the first people to ask for the Sam Adams ones. Nobody had asked. So we got the Sam Adams ones real early. I didn't even have tables back then.
Okay.
So, but like I said, I was definitely thinking ahead.
Okay, so now you're set up for outside dining across the street.
Right.
Now, do you own that parking lot?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people think I didn't
Well,
own
they just assume it's CVS's.
Yeah, no, I own that whole my parking lot.
Yeah.
And we have a joint agreement with CVS, like they can use mine, I can use theirs.
Okay.
Forever, and they maintain my parking lot forever.
They do.
Part of my deal when I sold
Okay.
it to them. So,
So you take a look at that and just say, was it your decision of how many tables you put in that parking lot?
yeah, actually, we could put. I don't think that was it. 100 people out there if we wanted, but then the state said, "Well, you can't. Whatever your maximum is in the restaurant, you can't exceed that," which made 0 sense.
That's
What
right.
the heck?
Yeah.
Capacity is really more of a fire thing.
Yeah.
So you're outside, but then I threw the question back at them. I said, "Well, how about if I consider my outdoor seating now permanent?" And they go, "Well, I guess you could do it, but anyway, I don't even seat that many. I seat I've got 10 tables of 4, so it's 40, 52, and then I got some deuces, so maybe 60 people out there. It's not even, and I'm only using 11 tables inside.
Okay.
So I'm not even at capacity but I could add more if I wanted to. But honestly, I really can't handle it. It's inside's busy, outside's busy, takeout's busy, and my kitchen's only it's about the size of this, little bit bigger than this room. But fortunately, I remodeled that kitchen too and made it more of. I have 3 stations to work out of instead of 2. So when 3 guys used to work in the kitchen, they used to have to work out of 2 stations. Now they each have their own station. So redesigning that made a huge
Do you allow people to sit at the bar still?
No, can't. Well, when the health department came in yesterday, so this has been a thing I've been trying to fight for weeks and weeks, is that there's a lot of restaurants that have their bars open. Completely illegal. And DBR and that have said, here's the number, call us and whatever. And I said, I am not going to go and rat out other restaurants that are doing it. I just try to educate my customers and say, listen, I'm doing it for your safety, our safety, and whatever. But yesterday, which I've got to call into somebody on it, the health department said now they're allowing, we can put plexiglass hang it from the ceiling and keep it 8 inches off the bar so you can serve a drink or a sandwich through it. In my case, a sandwich, right? Which that was completely illegal last week. Like I debated that with a few people, but now they're saying it is. So, but like DBR and Board of Health and the Governor's Office, Commerce, they have to make sure these rules are. What are we doing? Because I don't want to go invest more money in all this plexiglass and then tell me it's right or wrong. So I'm trying to check that out. So if that's the case, then I will put plexi up on the restaurant, both restaurants, but it's still distancing at the bar. But there are places that aren't even distancing at the bar. So, but I don't, like I said, I'm not worried about anybody else. I just worry about my place and what's safe and equitable for myself and my customers.
Bob, do you get calls from Dave saying, "Hey, I need help with something"?
Dave has not. Dave's got a lot of contacts, so he has not called me. But I'd be more than willing if he needs. I have direct line to DBR Director Liz Tanner. She was in another department a few years ago when we worked well together on a couple of things. She was the one that came up with Nancy Scarduzio for the buy local group, and they spoke in front of the buy local group about all the different rules and regulations, and answered a lot of questions from the group in that. So we've had a good working relationship with them. So if Dave needs anything, he knows he's got my phone number. He can call me in at any time.
All right.
I have a question for Dave too. When this first started, my first thoughts were any restaurant, not just yours, but any restaurant, was how do you order the food? What do you anticipate? You usually know what you're going to be ordering each week for the next week. How did you go about trying to say, well, we're just opening up again, and what are we going to need?
So that's a good question. So at K's, I don't have computers. So basically every single day, right up until recently, I would write down every item that we sold, how many lobster rolls, steak sandwiches, whatever, and then we would judge it on that. And so the only, I pulled off the grilled pork sandwich because that didn't have a long shelf life, so I pulled it off. It's actually still off. But I had a track record of every item I sold. Wow. So, and we just adjust. But, I've been in this a long time, and that was not going to be an issue. Like, once we figured it out.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long to figure it out.
Any times where they had to say, I'm sorry, we've run out of that?
I can't even think of one.
No? Okay, good.
Yeah, we pretty much know exactly what we were doing right to the, the big things were, the price increases of product, keeping up
look
with
at the
some
beef.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, roast beef came down.
Did it?
$4 a pound this week. So Monday, I'll be dropping the price of roast beef sandwiches back to where they were. And the only one that's still up is our steak sandwiches, and when that comes down, because that went up quite a bit. For whatever reason, ribeyes is still up there.
Okay. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. Any comments or questions can be called in at 766-1240. This portion of the Coffee and Program has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Is your business struggling to be found on Google? Are you still trying to figure out how Facebook works? Are you wasting your money on social media? Do you just need more customers? If you do, then contact the local digital marketing team at Breeze Digital Media in Lincoln. Breeze Digital Media has programs that are approved by Google and Facebook and are designed to grow your business. Packages start at only $199 a month and include easy monthly reporting so you know where your investment is going. Contact Breeze Digital Media for a free marketing analysis of your business today. Call 401-334-9555, extension 154, anytime, or visit breezedigitalmedia.com/offer.
A great sandwich is just the beginning at Kay's Restaurant.
During this current situation, Kay's Restaurant reminds you that their entire menu is available for takeout. Give them a call or order through their Chow Now app. And when you arrive, your food will be waiting for you. You can still enjoy that famous Kay's Restaurant steak sandwich or anything on the menu by ordering takeout and eating at home. Dave and the staff thank you for choosing Kay's. Kay's Restaurant on Cass Avenue, Woonsocket.
Community Care Alliance is open. We know that social isolation is hard and that many people are facing financial uncertainty at this time. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, declining mental status, or with obtaining basic needs, please call our intake line at 235-7121. Be assured that safety is our utmost concern and safeguards are in place, including providing counseling by telehealth. Help is just a phone call away. Call 235-7121 to learn how we may assist you during this difficult time.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave LaHoose from Kay's Restaurant, and State Rep Bob Phillips is here, who has a job as a teacher.
Well, substitute, yes.
Substitute, and boy, you just don't know what's going on. Even with the school committee coming out with what they said they're going to do, it's still confusing, huh?
But if our city and school committee comes out with a program that they have for teaching starting August 31st, and it differs from every other community, and every other community has to, unless the state comes in and said this is going to be statewide now.
Yeah.
Because I've had some Facebook postings with friends and that are teachers also, and they go, all right, I teach in Woonsocket, but I live in
somewhere else,
Lincoln, let's say.
Yeah.
Or we're on different schedules. Yep. How am I going to get to be able to teach my kids at home when I've got to be at school? Or how is my kids are at school and I've got to be home? You know, it's just going to be a complete utter chaos for the first couple of months, maybe. Yeah.
They'll just say, figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Dave, I find this, it must have been tough for the waiters and waitresses at the beginning. You know, Kay's Restaurant's on this side of Cass Avenue. The tables are on this other side of Cass Avenue. How do we cross the street? So how's that done? Does someone actually come out and stop traffic?
So that's something that people question a lot. So this is what I've been telling people. First of all, my staff has no problems doing it.
Okay, good.
At all. And so on a busy Friday, Saturday night, let's say I do 300 people, right? Mm-hmm. Normal days. So that means 600 people have crossed the street. 300 to get that way and 300 to get back, right? So now most people are in the parking lot, and very few, some of them come across to use the bathroom or whatever, but so now it's just staff. But, you know, Cass Ave is not as bad as people think it is.
Okay.
People stop to go into CVS in my parking lot, but also there's a red light there. Mm-hmm. So we've had no problems with that. The city had, the police department gave me that sign in the crosswalk that we bring in every night so nobody steals it. Mm-hmm. But people have been incredibly wonderful stopping. You're like,
good.
I mean, I cross that street all day long myself. Mm-hmm. But the staff's great.
So there's actually less people crossing the street.
Yeah, there's a lot less people.
Okay.
So,
any issues with them carrying the food and drinks?
Nope.
No crashes yet?
No,
not into cars. I mean, them dropping the plates.
No, as a matter of fact, like the grass across the street has never looked better. And with all the traffic on it, I'm amazed that there's not. It's
no one's using
greener
the
and
grass.
fuller.
Is it? Okay.
But we're up and down all day long. So
yeah.
It's a challenging, taking all the furniture in at the end of the night. And,
okay, sure.
And bringing it out during the day and stuff like that. All the weather, but fortunately we had an incredible spring. Thank God for that. Mm-hmm. So that's worked out really well. But and I have a storage unit that I rented for this whole summer.
Is that where all the tables and chairs go?
Yeah, we put that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
now normally you would use that parking lot obviously to park cars. Well, you can't park cars there. So where are people parking?
Well, I'm only taking up 6 spaces.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not that
bad.
Not
a lot.
No, and then they can use CVS also.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we have a joint plus across the street or behind the restaurant, and so
there's room there.
Yeah.
Anyone park at the church?
No.
And walk over?
They don't have to walk that far.
Okay. Good. Wow.
Yeah. It's, definitely
you
different.
Lot behind the building too, don't
you? Yeah. So it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Things, but it's been really I got to say, the customers have been incredible. The staff's been incredible. We're trying to mix it up with a lot of different items now. Like, I never thought I'd be telling you that I serve ahi tuna appetizer at the restaurant, which is going over huge. Caprese salads, prime rib, baked stuffed shrimp, lobster mac and cheese. I'm trying to keep it really unique. So I don't know what the new K's will look like going forward. Obviously, we're going to have our same staple items, but these items that we're running right now are not going to go away.
Good.
So
people really like them.
We've invented a different restaurant, but it'll still look like K's and smell like steak sandwiches, but we're going to have some other things.
Were you concerned, Dave, when you said, okay, we're going to set up across the street, and just more concerned with, I hope people come. I hope they accept this. But and every time I've driven by, when you've had people, tables out there for dinner, really, it's crowded.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't concerned. I did not want to make it look like I just threw picnic tables in a parking lot.
Okay.
Well, not picnic tables, but tables in a parking lot. So I really looked around to get the right tables, to make it look nice. All the plants out there, the flowers and stuff, I did myself with all the planters and stuff, and the tropical theme. The fencing, the barriers, I made with my nephew, and we painted them white to kind of blend in. And look at the grass area where I got chairs that people want to sit and have a drink or even sit there and eat. So we got a little grassed area there. So it looks very inviting. And going forward, like I'm looking at ways to maybe even there's a process where you can take the asphalt and turn it so it looks like stamped concrete. So I might do that, in the spring, in the fall or the spring, and then for next year do something out there. But people really, really, really love the outdoors, and I never thought I'd be sitting out there myself and enjoying the view. Like, the view's not bad because it's the old parking lot used to be right down to the street. The new parking lot is up about so it's nice. Like I said, people really again, I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, but the people really enjoy it. So it's worked out quite well. Thank you to the city and even the state. I testified at the state about a month ago.
For what? What did you testify for?
It was small business, but mainly on the restaurant industry. And they asked me a lot of different questions. I was actually not as nervous as I thought I'd be, but it went over well. And what was I going to tell you about the?
They asked you just how you run your business.
And actually, one of the things that came up was really interesting was about drinks to go.
That's right. Okay.
And I said to them that I was skeptical about how that would work, and I said, but honestly, I said it went over really well, and it helped. Even if you sold like 8 drinks a day, it was because there's not a lot of money in takeout, and the cost of all the product, whether it's the takeout containers or even straws today, it's like through the roof, right? So, but I said it helped, but I said it was for sometimes it was I hate to say it like this, but the little old man that came in and said, "Can I get 2 Manhattans to go? I don't know how to make a Manhattan at home," right? So, we put it in these tray things for them, and we say, obviously don't drink it. Don't drink and drive. And but it's gone over well. And if you ask me today, if Bob asked me today, what do you think? I'd say, keep it
going.
Keep it going, because there is a lot of people who do not know how to make a certain drink. It's not like the beer and wine went over for me like a lead balloon. I couldn't even sell beer I was selling for $1 a bottle, but you could still buy beer at a liquor store less than my cost, right? So, which is another issue with the state of Rhode Island, which is a joke. But
so we've already had that discussion.
But I really think that that's something that we should look at, and I can't speak for every restaurant out there, but I can say for myself, people are definitely not abusing it, and I don't sell a lot of it now. But once in a while, it's that. But we used to have people sitting in the parking lot eating a K sandwich, and bringing their own liquor and sitting out there anyway because they couldn't come in the restaurant. So, but that's been interesting.
Okay. I saw the picture on your Facebook page yesterday of the boy that's going to turn 7. Yeah. Enjoying his what was he? He was eating the shrimp cocktail. Right. Yeah. That's great.
So he came in with his mom and she took the picture. Yeah. And which they posted on our Facebook. So I said, reach out to her, and I got to do a shout out to this girl Faye who does all my Facebook, my bartender, one of my key people. But so we did, and I paid him $50, a $50 bill to use his
Did you?
picture, and he came in and he goes, "Can I get a free shrimp cocktail too?" I'm like, said to his mother, like, "Did you read the Donald Trump book of The Art of a Deal?"
That's right.
So he came
He's
in.
going to go places.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
He was in the pot. He came in and he ate outside again a couple days ago, and I gave him his $50 bill. He was all happy, and but it was a moment in time that it was taken. And but I got to say, like with Faye and myself, we take all these pictures and we hit Facebook very heavy, and that has been a huge thing, along with ads here and NRI, right? That have been, people can't wait to see our Facebook ads, and when they do, the phone starts ringing for whatever the specials we're throwing out there. So it's really, really, really worked well.
So that sausage and pepper sandwich doing all right?
Yeah, we sold out. Matter of fact, we had seafood salad yesterday, and I don't know how much we have. It was supposed to run it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think we're not going to make maybe the day because we killed it last night. But that's all Facebook, you know, and word of mouth. So, but that's been huge. And
Going back to the people that are coming, have you noticed, or has your employees noticed, is it a new clientele that's coming in, or is it the steadfast your old customers that, "Hey Dave, how are you?" You know, things like that.
We're getting a ton of new customers. I have no idea where they're coming from. And you think about it, when the industrial Highland Industrial Park is really kind of empty. So there's, I don't know how many thousands that work up there, but they're not in the area right now. They're working from home. So I don't know, where these people coming from. But I had one couple. Well, they're from Coventry. With Joaquin.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Really?
So I don't even know where they're coming from. I met a couple that they always been coming by. They stop at the light at CVS and they kept looking over. Now they see the parking lot and they came, and so I talked to them. So there's a lot of new customers.
That's
in
good.
terms of waiters and waitresses, have they noticed? I don't know if they've told you or not, but have they seen an increase in tips?
Yes.
Mostly because I'm thinking of people thinking, "Oh, these people are working so hard; they got to keep walking back and forth across the street. This is so much more work for them."
Yeah, and that's a good shout out to the customers where they have tipped very generously. And it's a little bit down now, but like the takeouts, they were tipping takeouts like they were being waited on in the restaurant. And all the girls, they split all the tips, so they were doing very, very well. And people would come in and they would just thank us for being open, which was really. So I tried to talk to most people because I'm always there day and night, and you tell them thank you for coming in. No, thank you for being open.
Yeah.
And it was tough, Joe. I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, not sure if I wanted to be open because you didn't know what was happening, and and I was afraid. And then a lot of people depend on us to kind of help out different segments. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I can do that like right now. But then once we got working, then I started help feeding Landmark and Rhode Island Hospital and things like that. Try to do the things that I like doing, but when you didn't know, like I didn't even know if I'd be in business,
right?
And you think of it, how can that happen? But it happened.
Does it scare you even now when you hear about restaurants in other parts of the state that are closing?
Yeah, it does. And I heard you guys earlier talking about the money that Dan McKee was pushing and all, and I was part of a lot of those discussions. It's like sometimes I wonder if they're purposely waiting to have a lot of places go out of business. Honestly, the people need the money now. I'm fortunate, but not everybody is as fortunate as me. And whether it's giving them $15,000 or $10,000 to help pay for outdoor furniture or plexiglass or something, get that money into their hands now. And I'll say something like when it came out the other day, and she mentioned like 20% going to minority businesses.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday.
And that bothered me because a business is a business.
Yeah.
Whether you have two radio stations that have minority owned or not, what's the difference between? It should be based strictly on how many employees you have.
Yeah.
If you got 10 or 50 or 30, whatever. But like, just get that money out into our hands, and because there are people who, they've maxed out credit cards, they've maxed out their bank accounts, and they're barely breathing.
Yeah.
And they're in business. Like, give them the help now. It's been 4 or 5 months now. That and she's been sitting on the money for probably 3 months. They need to get that money into small businesses' hands.
All right, so we've come to the end of the program. Dave was very generous enough. He brought in 3 T-shirts. I'm going to give those to Dave Riches to give away during his trivia contest starting on Monday. So be listening for that, for your free Kay's Restaurant, Kay's Cafe T-shirts that they will be giving away starting next week. Bob Phillips, thanks for coming in